Hey everybody, it's Jess with the Bourbon Betters. Going to give you a recap from yesterday's games and a preview for tonight's games.
Earphones a little bit. Hey, freak.
With the games being early this morning, I wasn't able to get the picks from um, Elijah and Caden before it was time to edit this video for YouTube. But you can always follow us at Bourbon Betters on TikTok, at Bourbon Betters on TikTok, and Elijah and Caden's picks will be on there. We're going to start with Elijah. He knew the team. Yesterday, he had one win and two losses. His wins were Edwards over 24.5 points. His loss was um, McDaniels under 15.5 points, or over. He said he would go over, and he didn't. And then he said Lopez would go over 1.5 threes, and he did not. So if you bet him straight up $10 every pick he had out there, you're up $4 for the playoffs so far. Now we move over to Caden. Caden was 2 wins and 2 losses for yesterday, and for his advancing, him telling you he was in advance, he was 2-1. So for telling you who's going to win the games so far in the playoffs, he's 8-6, and for his side bet picks, he's 12-10. If you're playing those $10 bets, you did those with him, you're up $28 for the total playoff. He lost with his losses yesterday were Dame. He said he would go over 10.5 points, or excuse me, assists and rebounds. He had 9. Bobby Portis, he said, would have under 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He had 35. And then his wins were Karl Anthony Town over 16.5 points, and Luka with a double double. Now, if we look at my review from yesterday, I had 5 wins and 2 losses after being 8-4 the day before. So I'm on quite a bit of a roll. You can just call me Butter. For the playoffs so far on prop bets, I'm 21-21. I told you who in advance. I was 2-1 yesterday, taking my total for the playoff at 10 wins and 4 losses on who's just simply going to advance. Yesterday, I told you Lillard would go under 31.5. He had 28. I said Siakam would go under 26 points and rebound, or under 37.5 points and rebounds. He had 26. I told you Halliburton would go over 16.5 points. He had 18. It might have taken overtime to get there, but he got there. I told you Washington would go over 17.5 points and rebounds. He only had 15. If he doesn't get ejected, maybe he gets that. And then Kawhi would go under 22.5 points. He only had 9. That was definitely a hit. And then I told you that Nurkic would do 12.5 points in assists. He only had 4. I don't know what happened there. And then Durant would go under 26.5 points, and he had 25, so that hit. So if you're following me, I had a pretty good day yesterday. I had a rough start to the playoff. The last 2 games have allowed me to get almost back to even. If you're following me, $10 bets, you're at negative $14.
Hey guys, we want to thank you for watching and checking out the channel. If we take any comments down below on any bourbons or any games you want to hear about, the bets or anything like that. And just
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. And once again, we just want to thank you for watching. All right, tonight's picks. The first game we're going to talk about is Cleveland and Orlando. It's game 4. Over-under is 202. Orlando is a 2.5 point favorite. I think Cleveland's going to win this game. I think Orlando got lucky in the fact of they really couldn't miss. They were hitting shots, and they're just not that efficient of a shooting team. But the other night they were. But I've got Carter Jr. going over 12.5 points and rebounds, and I've got Struss going over 13.5 points and rebounds for that game. And then the second game of the day is going to be Oklahoma City and New Orleans, game 3. Over under is 210. New Orleans is a 1.5 point home dog. For this game, I've got Oklahoma City winning. I've got Valanciunas under 11.5 rebounds, and Murphy the third over 16.5 points. That's going to bring us into the Boston-Miami game. The over-under is 204.5, and Miami is a 9.5-point home dog. I think Boston's going to win this one. I've got Jaquez Jr. going under 15.5 points, and I've got Tyler Hero going under 6.5 assists in that game. So the final game for the night is going to be Denver and the Los Angeles Lakers, and I think Denver's going to win and shut them out. It's game 4 in this series, and I think Denver moves forward. Denver is a 3.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 218. That being said, it is a must-win game, and I think that LeBron James does have a triple-double. So I'm going to put that down. It's plus 600 right now. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Russell is going to have over 18.5 points and assists. He really crapped the bed last game, and I think he comes back. He did the same thing game 1, game 2. So I think he's going to do the same thing game 3, game 4. He had a bad game 1, a great game 2. He had a horrible game 3, and he'll have an okay game 4. But he'll get over 18.5 points and rebounds. Points and assists. Points and assists. The kid from Gonzaga, Hachimura, I got over 9.5 points. And then Jokic, I've got over 22.5 points and assists. 22.5. Well, that about does it for us. Good luck tonight.
I became a different man, but don't think I won't keep it raw. Split second, give it all away. Did I mention I'm in a pension? I need me an intervention. They say the brightest lights burn out the quickest, Guess I'll be going